A new report that was just released today by Challenger Gray and Christmas is showing that employers are cutting jobs at the fastest pace we've seen since early 2009 when we were in the depths of the great financial crisis. Another report that was released today showing that weekly jobless claims are now spiking to over 230,000, not what we want to see. And lastly, another report, the JOLTS report, showing that job openings coming down to about 6.5 million. Again, pulling those jobs off the market. Therefore, this is showing exactly what many people have been fearing for many months and realistically the last couple years. A slowdown in the economy and a employment recession. Yes, we are seeing this happen right now. We are seeing tons of people losing their jobs, and these reports that just came out today are solidifying that fear that many people have been very worried about. Now, I also do have this article right here. I'm going to pop this up on the screen in just a second. You can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about, but I will point out the key details within that I want you to understand and why this is such a big deal, because here's the deal. I've been pointing this out for years. In fact, if you don't believe me, go back and check out the videos here on the channel. All the videos that I've ever made are still here on the channel. Well over 6,300 videos that I have here on the channel. I've been saying this for a very long time. When you see the unemployment rate spiking, when you see the job market faltering, when you see people getting laid off, that's when we are basically confirming the recession. And when we go into a recession, what happens? A ton of money printing. Money goes everywhere as they try to reinflate the bubble and basically, well, stop the fall of the economy. Well, that's kind of where we're at right now, which, by the way, tomorrow we're supposed to be receiving the BLS labor report. We're not getting it tomorrow because of the partial government shutdown that was in effect for 4 days or something, 3-4 days, whatever it was. Because of that, they've extended out the labor report that was supposed to come out tomorrow. They're bringing it out next week instead on Wednesday. So they're delaying it basically because they're just blowing smoke here. And we basically know that those numbers are manipulated heavily anyway. They're probably not even accurate. Anyway, let's pop up this article right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details on this, but let's point out what's going on here. Okay, so we get this report out of Challenger Gray and Christmas. And again, you can see right here in the article that employers announced 108,000 plus job cuts just in the month of January alone. That's really bad. I'm just going to say that much. That's really bad, right? That is not a sign of a healthy economy whatsoever. When you see that many job cuts in the private sector in a single month's time. That's not a good situation, right? Meanwhile, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the weekly jobless claims numbers came out this morning as well, again spiking to over 230,000. Now, I'm going to be fair. That's not like a super high number, but nonetheless, it's spiked by about 20,000 on a week-over-week basis. So it's kind of the wrong direction, wrong trajectory if we're trying to revitalize and bring this economy back. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to go out on a little limb here, and I'm going to say this. We're kind of getting to the point of no return on this economy. And maybe that's the wrong thing to say right now, but I'm just going to be real with you. With all of the bad jobs numbers, the labor numbers that we've seen over the last several months through the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics jobs numbers, the non-farm payroll or the government report that comes out the first Friday of every month, again, the one that's supposed to be released tomorrow, that's not going to be released tomorrow, but rather will be released next Wednesday instead. These numbers have been coming out bad, worse and worse every single year. Every single month, not year. Every single month over the last handful of months here. And we continue to get all these analysts that come back and say, oh no, it's just a blip. There was bad weather. Yeah, bad weather. So therefore it infected the jobs reports. Yeah, it's just excuses. These are called excuses. What the point is that whatever you want to call it, the weather, the holidays, whatever it is, we're seeing a slowing labor market in a significant way. When we see a slowing labor market, what this means is that's the last domino to fall. Reason being is that the economy has already slowed significantly. By the time that jobs are being lost and the labor market is seeing it in spiking unemployment and all of these details like we're seeing in these reports like this, when you see it coming through these reports here, it's too late. The economy has already slowed to the point where Now the last option for businesses, small, medium, and large, is we need to cut payrolls because we don't have the business, we don't have the revenues coming in, we need to cut payrolls. That's generally one of the last things that they do as a cost-cutting measure to keep the doors open and the lights on, is by cutting payrolls. When we start to see this happening, it's too late. We're already in the doom loop, right? And we're seeing this reflected in the markets that have been selling off massively over the last couple weeks here. Get ready, it's going to get even worse, right? The point is, we're knocking on the door of that recession that so many people have been talking about, and yes, me too, that many people have been talking about for many years now. We're knocking on the door and saying, hey, recession house, can we come on in and hang out for a while? It's likely that we're going to get whacked around here for a while, okay? But the reason that I want to make such a big deal about this is that when we go into a recession and a major economic contraction, like what we're likely probably going to see here relatively soon, when that happens, what do lawmakers do? They approve multiple trillions of dollars worth of packages. They call them stimulus packages, or they give them some fancy name like CARES Act, American Rescue Plan, or whatever it happens to be, the Inflation Reduction Act, the OBBB, things like this, right? And they bring these huge packages in and they stimulate like crazy. Now, obviously, no guarantees whatsoever, and who knows what they're going to do, but if this thing continues to roll over at the pace that it is, and we continue to see this slowing economy, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a pretty picture. And they're going to stimulate like absolute crazy, making the stimulus that we saw back in 2020, 2021 probably look like, child's play at that point. They're probably going to stimulate massively, multiple trillions of dollars more than that even this next time around. It's going to be nasty. Either way, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but rather I'm just trying to say the writing is on the wall. It's been on the wall for quite a while now, especially with these jobs reports, the BLS, the non-farm payroll reports that have been coming out over the last several months, and we've seen them weakening, and then the revisions that come out alongside those getting worse and worse and worse, revising down. It's like, hey, this is pretty obvious what is going on here, and those are all manipulated numbers as well. I mean, does anybody really believe the BLS numbers? Those are highly manipulated, right? We all recognize that. That's no shock. But even those being manipulated and showing that those are even worse, that's a sign, right? Plus all of these reports that we're getting out here, Challenger Gray and Christmas, the weekly jobless reports, the JOLTS report, again, coming in as well, showing less and less job openings, showing the businesses and their willingness to hire. They're reluctant. They're reluctant to hire because they know that, hey, we're slowing down. We're going down, right? So anyway, this is going to be very, very interesting to watch what happens here. I would say in the first half of 2026, I mean, obviously here we are, a handful of weeks in, a couple months into the year so far. But as of right now, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here in the next, call it 4 to 5 months, the first half of 2026. I think we're going to see some massive volatility, a lot more uncertainty, and we could see some very interesting fireworks displays here coming out in the form of, major slowdown economically, maybe the distribution of massive amounts of stimulus, because that's what we're going to have to do to reinflate this thing. And it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, I just want you to be very aware of what's going on here. I hope this helps you. Again, as always, drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. If you happen to be somebody currently on Medicare, if you need to enroll in Medicare, again, call Chapter there. They've helped about 10,000 of you in the last year that have called that phone number. Again, this year alone, well over 1,000 of you have called that phone number there, collectively saving over $2 million just in the last year. The average person is saving over $1,000 by calling Chapter there. They will help you get the right Medicare plan and coverages for you and your personal needs. They can help you with your initial enrollment into Medicare, whatever it happens to be. After you talk to them, drop a comment down below. I'll grab your comment. I'll add it to my stack here. This is just pages and pages of comments that I've pulled out of the comment section just over the last, I'm going to say, 2 months or so. This is not even all the comments. This is just a small sample size of them that I pulled out just in the last 2 or so months. Again, people saving tons and tons of money, well over $2 million. Anyway, if you're on Medicare, call Chapter. Again, phone number's there for you. give them a call if you're on Medicare. See what they can do. I think you may be shocked with your optionality and your flexibility that you may still have right now in early 2026. After you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video here on the channel. It doesn't matter. Just use the keyword chapter. That's the keyword I search for. I'll grab your comment and I'll add it to my ongoing list here, which I will feature in upcoming videos. All right, anyway, drop your comments down below. I look forward to reading what you have to say about all of this. Let me know, what does the economy feel like for you? What is your personal experience with the ongoing economic situation right now? Enjoy. Have a good one. Please subscribe if you're new. 100% free. Subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you again later.